It's another great day, and I'm coming back to you today after yesterday I told you that I would have something special for you. One of the things that you've noticed is you see a lot of swimming, you see a lot of running, and you've seen a little bit of biking. It's not that the biking hasn't been being done, it's just that it's been done behind the scenes. So now I'm bringing you here today to Dave's Road Bikes, and what you are about to see is an upgraded version of my bike. So come along. Dave has been phenomenal. You're about to meet him, you know, with his knowledge, just everything that he shares with biking is unbelievable. All right. And one of the things, as I say, you know, we're giving you that inside track of Dave's Road Bikes. You know, everything from his line of bikes that he has. Typically when I come in for the purchase of the bikes, I go with the felt style, the felt line of bikes. And now we previously went and did a fitting for the bike. So that's going to be something that you're going to see when, you know, we release the actual video, just like our previous video for this road to an Ironman. So you're going to see a little bit more than that. But what we are going to do is we're going to go into the fit studio. I'm going to go ahead, put on my bike shoes, and I'm going to spin a little bit, and Dave will actually just talk about what's going on. So follow us on back.
So Schmitty, as you know, we've spent a lot of time in this fit studio with your previous bikes, and especially with your last bike, the S-Series from Felt. The geometry on that bike, although this bike is much more aero than that one was, the geometry on that bike was exactly the same as this bike. So the benefit of that was we were able to take those numbers, the seat post height, the fore and aft, the measurements in the cockpit, and we were able to take those numbers from your old bike and transfer them over to this bike, which enabled us to be able to pretty much have this bike very close to being set up, if not perfect, from the get-go. So the time today was minimal because of all the hours that we spent in the fit studio previously and fine-tuning and making sure that you're in the most comfortable and powerful position that you can be in. Everything is a balance of power and comfort. If you're in the most powerful position that you could be in, but you're not comfortable and you can't stay in that position, that's going to be a problem. So we're always looking for that balance of comfort and power.
Understood.
And we've been able to achieve that in the past, and I'm pretty sure we'll have it perfect on this bike as well.
Understood. And one of the things is, I mean, just look at the bike. I mean, it's like, for me, it's like being on a spaceship or something. You know, you have fancy cars, and it's like you have fancy bikes, but you still have to put in the work. And one of the things that you always hear me say is there's power in consistency. You know, so it's not just getting a really, really nice bike, but you're not doing the work to go ahead and get behind the bike. And as you see, this bike actually has the water bottle cages in the front, a saddle water bottle cage in the back that has the double water bottle cages, and then there's a couple other things on there, Dave, that you got in there, like the CO2 cartridges. You know, because you can have a flat tire, you need to be able to supply that air to the tire and get right back into completing the mission on this Ironman. Again, the half Ironman first in June, full Ironman in September. So that's a big thing. And another thing that I forgot to mention is right now it's on that Cyclops trainer. You've seen me before on the trainers. This is just a different version of it. And I'm gonna hop on the bike. Dave is just gonna go over some things as I'm riding to point out to you. And without further ado, let's do it.
Powerful position. It's not all about how much you spend on a bike. It's about making sure that you're in a comfortable and powerful position when you're on that bike, and we've definitely been able to achieve that. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at about a 30-degree leg extension angle at the bottom of the pedal stroke, and what that enables Anthony and any of our athletes to do is incorporate as much skeletal as they can without losing their ability of their muscles to control that skeletal, and without losing any power in the bottom of the pedal stroke, making sure that as the foot comes down, it has as much power to sweep through and pull back up again. If you get the saddle too high, you lose some of that power in the bottom of the pedal stroke. And the next thing that we look to achieve in the fore and aft of the saddle is we look for the bottom of the patella at the 3 o'clock position up here to be, if you drop a plumb from the bottom of the patella, to be at the axle, or actually in triathlon geometry, a little bit forward position off the nose of the pedal. So that's where we're at with the fore and aft of the saddle too. So that's what we do to get everything below the waist exactly where it's supposed to be, and we have that perfect. And once we have that perfect and everything from the waist down is the way it should be, then we start looking at the base bar position first and making sure that the wrist is straight when it's on there, and making sure it could support that weight without injury and comfortably. But ideally, you want to spend as much time in the extensions as you can. So when you're down in the extensions, what we're looking for is making sure that the elbow itself is off the back of the pad a little bit, so that the muscle in the arm is acting as padding as well, and that the pads have the right width so that you could take a deep breath without your rib cage being compressed. We also look for a slightly forward angle when we're talking about the arm position. So it's kind of like leaning up against a bar, and it enables you to be able to relax, and it enables you to be able to soften these muscles and really relax the whole upper body, so that not only do you have more energy to go faster when you're on the bike, but a lot of people really underestimate the role that the upper body plays when you get off the bike and you have to run. So our philosophy in our bike fit is to not just make you cover the most amount of ground with the least amount of effort when you're on the bike, but to save your running muscles with both your legs and your arms, so that when you get off the bike, you're ready to run. And you've done a good bike split, and now you're ready to do a good bike split as well. So we also like to see the hands up around the shifters, so that if you do have to grab a gear or drop a gear for any conditions, you can do that without having to slide your arm forward and slide your arm back, and therefore allow that relaxed position that you have your arms in to stay just exactly like that. And that's pretty much it. This is what a perfect bike fit looks like, and you know, there are some different things that anybody could tweak. We have been through a lot of fit disciplines and a lot of fit training, and to be honest with you, probably about 90% of it is the same in every fit training course that we've had. Maybe 10% of it will vary from class to class. Sometimes I think that is that way because, you know, they want to be a little bit different. They don't want to be exactly the same. But we've got the good fortune of having very elite athletes, multiple Ironmen in the past, help us in our fit studio fine-tune what we think works best and what we could throw at a bike for the initial fitting, which 9 times out of 10 is a perfect fit when people walk out of here. But the thing is that we've always had a philosophy, regardless of who it is, to have 1 year of fit studio services included with the bike, so that if you want to get more aggressive, if you want to make changes when you come in to the shop, we're ready to do that at no charge. And it's really important. We feel that every shop should do that, but we really only pay attention to what's going on under our roof.
And I'll tell you this much before we leave. Again, you're following me on this journey, and it continues to be an awesome journey that you as the viewers, you follow us. And there's great people like Dave who have supported the journey, does everything that he can to make sure that we're fitted properly on the right bike, the right machine to get the job done and accomplish the mission. I only go through Dave. I won't go anywhere else. Just his knowledge, everything that he does when it comes to the bikes is exactly what you need. So again, if you ever down in Dover, Delaware, come on over here to Brother Dave and he'll get you taken care of.
Thank you.